to our first annual Christmas special.
Oh,
It's our last episode of this year.
yeah.
And it's jam-packed with games.
Right.
We think you and your family will love to play over the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
But first,
Okay.
let's chat about our favorite Christmas traditions.
For me, the holidays aren't complete without the
Yeah.
scent of freshly baked cookies filling the house.
Ooh, nice.
Every year, my family gets together.
Okay.
And we spend an afternoon baking and decorating all sorts of festive treats.
Wow.
It's a tradition that's been passed down for generations.
Oh, nice.
And it always brings a smile to my
It
face.
sounds so heartwarming.
Yeah.
I love that you have a tradition that brings everyone together like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know, for me,
Yeah.
Christmas is all about the anticipation. I absolutely love counting down the days until Christmas with an advent calendar.
Oh, okay.
It's a simple
Yeah.
tradition,
Yeah.
but it brings back so many fond childhood memories.
I can see how that would build the excitement.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how even the simplest traditions can evoke such strong feelings of nostalgia and joy.
Totally. Okay, enough about our sugar-filled traditions.
Yeah.
Let's dive into a game that's sure to bring some holiday cheer to your gatherings.
All right.
Have you heard of Santa Cookie Elf Candy Snowman?
I have.
Okay.
It's a festive twist on the popular Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza card game. Perfect for ages 7 and up.
Yeah.
You mentioned wanting a game that's easy to learn,
Right.
but still exciting for all ages.
Okay.
And this one hits the mark.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
From what I've read,
Yeah.
it sounds like a fast-paced hand-slapping game with a simple concept.
Right.
What's the gist of the gameplay?
Players take turns laying down cards
Okay.
while chanting Santa, Cookie, Elf, Candy, Snowman.
Right.
When the card matches the word being chanted,
Yep.
everyone races to slap the pile.
Got it.
It's a recipe for hilarious chaos
Yeah.
and some seriously competitive hand-slapping action.
That sounds like a great way to get everyone laughing and engaged.
Yeah.
Even those who might not be super competitive.
Exactly.
But what happens when a player runs out of cards?
Ah,
Do they just sit there and watch everyone else have fun?
not at all.
Okay.
And this is one of the things that makes the game so clever.
Okay.
Even when you're out of cards,
Yeah.
you still participate in the chanting and slapping. This keeps everyone involved until the very end,
Right.
as you could technically win even if you're out of cards.
Wow.
Talk about a comeback story.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It keeps the suspense going and prevents anyone from feeling left out,
Right.
which can be especially important when you have younger players.
Yeah.
I could already imagine the groans and cheers around the table
Oh, right.
as everyone tries to be the fastest slapper. But I've heard there's a twist. Action cards.
Right.
What do those bring to the game?
The action cards add a layer of unpredictability and silliness.
Okay.
Instead of slapping the pile,
Okay.
you might have to tap the table and shout rum pum pum for the drums card.
Right.
Whisper shh for Silent Night. Or even make reindeer antlers with your hands for the reindeer card.
Okay, that's just too funny.
Right.
I could see how those action cards would completely change the game's dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not just about speed anymore.
Right.
It's about being able to switch gears and embrace the absurdity.
Exactly.
Sounds like a great way to break the ice at a holiday gathering.
It definitely is. And when we look at the reviews online,
Okay.
it seems like people agree. The game has a fantastic 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Amazon,
Wow.
with almost 3,000 reviews.
That's impressive.
People are raving about its fun factor.
Right.
And how much they enjoy playing it with both kids and adults.
It sounds like Santa Cookie Elf Candy Snowman is a hit with families everywhere. You know, this game really speaks to that desire for a shared experience during the holidays. It's not just about winning or losing.
Right.
It's about creating those fun, chaotic moments together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what I find fascinating is how it taps into our competitive spirit
Yeah.
while also encouraging silliness and laughter.
Right.
It's a great reminder that sometimes the most enjoyable games are the ones that allow us to let loose and have fun no matter our age.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Okay, now, for those of you listening
Yeah.
who are ready to embrace the holiday chaos,
Okay.
here's something to ponder. What other classic games could be given a fun, festive makeover?
Oh, that's a good question.
We've seen it with Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, and I bet there are tons of other possibilities out there.
Right.
Imagine Jingle Bells, Bingo,
Okay.
or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer charades.
That's a great question to leave our listeners with. It's a wonderful reminder that we can always find creative ways to add a touch of holiday magic to our favorite games and traditions.
All right, we're just getting started with our Christmas game recommendations.
Okay.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll unveil another fantastic game
Right?
that's sure to bring your family together for some holiday fun.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, for the second game in our Christmas special, we're reviewing a wacky one.
Oh, yeah.
Santa versus Jesus.
Now, this one might be a little harder to find these days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which makes it even more special
Okay.
if you happen to snag a copy.
Yeah, almost like finding a rare vintage toy under the tree.
Exactly.
So for those lucky few out there, what makes Santa versus Jesus stand out from the usual holiday game fare?
You won't be collecting reindeer
Okay.
or building a nativity scene in this game.
Gotcha.
It's all about winning over believers.
Believers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're literally competing for followers.
Which totally fits the whole Santa versus Jesus theme, right?
How does that even work?
Well, you've got two teams, of course.
2 teams.
Team Santa
Okay.
and Team Jesus.
Right.
And the goal is to have the most believers on your side when the game ends.
At the end.
Yeah. Think of it as a lighthearted popularity contest with a spiritual twist.
That's hilarious. I'm already imagining the trash talk between teams.
Oh, for sure.
So how do you actually play?
The game uses 5 decks of cards.
5 decks.
4 are for gameplay.
For gameplay. Okay.
And these guide you through all the challenges.
Okay.
You definitely don't want to shuffle these.
Don't shuffle these. Okay.
The 5th deck has your believer cards, which are double-sided.
Okay.
One side for Team Santa and the other for Team Jesus.
Okay.
And then you've got the character cards, too.
Oh, so those believer cards can flip-flop between teams.
Exactly.
Sounds like things could get pretty intense
Yeah,
as
definitely.
the game goes on.
As you're vying for those believers.
What kind of challenges are we talking about here?
Most challenges involve a sequence of 3 cards.
3 cards.
A story card, a challenge card, and then an answer card.
Okay.
The story card sets the stage.
Sets the stage.
Then the challenge card tells you what you got to do.
Okay.
And the answer card reveals who wins the believers.
Who wins?
Yeah.
I like that little narrative element to keep things interesting.
Like a mini story. Unfolding with each challenge.
Can you give us a sneak peek at some of these challenges?
Sure.
I'm dying to know how they pit Santa against Jesus.
All right, picture this one challenge has Team Jesus
Okay.
trying to find God in a picture.
Find God in a picture.
And they've got a time limit.
Wait, find God in a picture? What kind of picture?
That's the best part.
Okay.
They don't tell you.
Oh.
It's all up to your interpretation,
Oh.
which is guaranteed to spark some hilarious debates.
Oh, man. I can already hear those arguments brewing. It's clearly a divine ray of light. No, that's just a smudge.
Right?
This game sounds like a recipe for holiday chaos in the best possible way.
That's a good time.
And that's not all.
Team Santa gets hit with a challenge where they have to guess the punchlines to truly terrible Christmas jokes.
Oh, no.
You know, the kind that make you groan, but you can't help but laugh at the same time?
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we've got finding God in a picture
Right.
and bad Christmas joke challenges. Any other examples?
Yeah, let's see.
That'll give our listeners a taste of the game's humor.
There are also versus challenges
Versus challenges.
where both teams compete head to head.
Head to head.
In one example,
Okay.
teams have to pick which of their characters is best suited for a particular task.
Oh, interesting.
Like who's better at wrapping presents?
Ah, so it's not just about knowing trivia.
No.
You've got to think strategically about your team's strengths and weaknesses, too.
Exactly.
This sounds like a game where you could really get into character.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the game totally encourages that you even pick character cards.
Character cards.
And guess what? You have to call each other by your character names the whole game.
the whole game.
If you slip up
Oh.
and use someone's real name,
Yeah.
you lose a believer card.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you could have scenarios like Virgin Mary
Right.
arguing with one of Santa's elves
Uh-huh.
over which reindeer is best at pulling a sleigh.
Exactly.
It's that kind of silly, irreverent humor that makes this game so fun.
Oh,
This sounds like a game that would create some legendary holiday moments.
for sure.
I'm hooked. What about the setup?
Super straightforward.
How complicated is it to get a game going?
First, you divide everyone into Team Santa and Team Jesus.
Divide everybody up,
Then each player gets a character card, like the Virgin Mary we talked about.
and everyone gets a believer card too.
Exactly. Everyone gets those double-sided believer cards, one for each team.
Okay.
It really leans into the idea of everyone being up for grabs in this spiritual showdown.
I love it. Now, you mentioned something about those gameplay decks needing to stay in order.
Right.
What happens if someone accidentally shuffles them?
Well, thankfully, there's a little safety net built in. Each card has a code on it.
The code.
So you can get them back in the right order just in case things get a little too rowdy during those intense theological debates.
It sounds like they really thought of everything to keep the game running smoothly.
They did.
They even have helpful icons on the back of the story cards.
Yep.
They'd give you key information at a glance. Like how many players you need, how long you have, and how many believer cards are at stake.
Yep.
So you can focus on the fun and not get bogged down in the rule book.
Exactly.
That's great. No one wants to be flipping through pages while everyone's ready to unleash their inner Santa or Jesus.
Yep.
Okay. I think we've covered the basics pretty well here. So how does someone actually win this game?
It all comes down to those believer cards.
Okay.
At the end, you just tally up how many each team has.
Okay.
And whoever has the most wins.
Simple as that.
It's all about proving who has the most sway in this epic holiday showdown.
I can't wait to hear more about these outrageous challenges.
Yeah.
This game sounds like the perfect blend of humor, strategy, and holiday spirit.
It is, yeah. It's a real Clash of the Titans holiday style. But what's really interesting is how the game manages to be so lighthearted while also touching on this idea of,
Yeah.
who holds more influence?
Right.
Santa with his gifts.
Yeah.
Or Jesus with his message.
Yeah, it's definitely making me think it's like on the surface. It's just a silly game. But then you start thinking about the deeper implications of Santa versus Jesus.
Right. It's almost like the game is poking fun at those comparisons we all make during the holidays,
Yeah.
Like who's the real star of the show?
It's kind of genius, actually. You're laughing at these ridiculous challenges.
Yeah.
But you're also, maybe without even realizing it, considering your own beliefs and values.
It's a sneaky way to get people thinking, and I think that's what makes Santa versus Jesus so unique. It's not just mindless entertainment. It has the potential
Right.
to spark some really interesting conversations.
It's like a Trojan horse of holiday reflection.
There you go.
I love it. It reminds me of those classic philosophical thought experiments,
Uh-huh.
but with a Christmas twist.
That's a perfect way to put it. It takes this complex, cultural and religious idea
Yeah.
and turns it into a game that anyone can enjoy.
So you're not just playing a game.
Right.
You're having a philosophical debate,
Yeah,
maybe with some Christmas cookies on the side.
exactly. And who knows, maybe those debates will help people understand each other's perspectives a little better.
Yeah.
Even if it's all done with a sense of humor.
Okay, I'm sold on this game, but I have to ask,
Yeah,
what about people who don't celebrate Christmas in a religious way?
sure.
Would they still find this game fun?
Absolutely. The game is first and foremost about having fun.
Great.
Even if you don't see Christmas as a religious holiday, you can still appreciate the humor of pitting Santa against Jesus
Right.
in these crazy challenges.
Like a pop culture showdown, regardless of your beliefs.
Right. The game taps into that universal recognition of Santa and Jesus as holiday symbols.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you see them as religious figures, mythical beings,
Yeah.
or just pop culture icons. Everyone knows who they are.
And that's what makes the game so clever. It takes these familiar figures and flips them on their heads.
Right.
And just invites you to laugh at the absurdity of it all.
Exactly. It's all about subverting expectations and having a good laugh.
So what does this all mean? What's the big takeaway from our deep dive into Santa versus Jesus?
I think it shows us that even the silliest games can have surprising depth.
Okay.
Santa versus Jesus is a perfect example. It's funny, it's thought-provoking, it's irreverent, and it's insightful all at the same time.
It's a reminder that humor can be a great way to explore complex ideas, and that sometimes the best way to understand ourselves and each other is to just laugh
Yeah.
and embrace the absurdity of life.
Well said.
Okay.
It's a celebration of the holiday spirit in all its messy, contradictory glory.
Now, for those lucky enough to track down a copy of this game,
Yeah.
what would you say is the ideal setting for a Santa versus Jesus showdown? I'm thinking a holiday party, right? Can you imagine the energy in the room with everyone split into Team Santa and Team Jesus battling it out for those believers?
Oh, absolutely. Picture a cozy gathering maybe after everyone's had some eggnog and open presents, and then you break out Santa versus Jesus.
Okay.
The combination of the game's humor and that competitive holiday spirit would be
Yeah.
electric.
I can just see it now, everyone ribbing each other,
Oh, yeah.
getting totally into their character roles. It'd be like a Christmas comedy unfolding in real time.
It really would be.
And the best part is,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to be a board game fanatic to enjoy this.
No, not at all.
The rules are simple, the gameplay moves fast,
Right.
and the humor is something everyone can appreciate.
Exactly.
So even your friend who usually groans when you suggest a board game
Oh, yeah.
would get sucked into the fun.
So the sheer absurdity of a Santa versus Jesus showdown is hard to resist.
Right.
Especially when you're in a festive mood. Plus, who wouldn't want to channel their inner saint or elf for a night?
I have a feeling this game would bring out the competitive side
Oh, yeah.
of even the most laid-back people.
For sure. It's a chance to let loose, have some laughs, and maybe even indulge in a little friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's about coming together and enjoying the magic of the holidays.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this wonderfully weird game, what's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from this episode?
I'd say it's this. Don't be afraid to embrace the unconventional, especially during the holidays. Games like Santa versus Jesus remind us that laughter and playfulness are essential parts
Yeah.
of a truly joyful holiday season.
It's a great reminder to not take things too seriously, to expect the unexpected,
Right.
and to find the joy in just playing together. And hey, maybe you'll even learn something new about yourself or the people you're playing with.
Exactly, because sometimes the best gifts are the ones that bring us closer, spark laughter, and create those memories that last a lifetime.
Well said. So to our listener, as you gear up for the holidays, remember to keep an eye out for those hidden gems like Santa versus Jesus. Embrace the spirit of play and let the laughter be your guide. And who knows, maybe you'll find yourself pondering that age-old question, who would really win in a battle of holiday spirit? Santa or
Yes.
Jesus? We'll leave that for you to decide. Happy holidays. And now for our final review.
Whoa.
In our first annual Christmas special,
Okay.
we figured we'd cover a game
Right.
for those gamers in your life who want something a little more meaty.
Okay.
This time, we're diving deep into Santa's Workshop,
Okay.
a worker placement game that looks like it could be a real gem
Right.
under the tree for families and veteran gamers alike.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Well, it's intriguing how this game tries to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
You see worker placement games out there, and they can be pretty complex.
Yeah.
But then you have the lighter family games.
Yeah.
Santa's Workshop, from what I've gathered, tries to offer both experiences in one box.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Sure.
What exactly are we looking at here?
Well, the base game is designed to be pretty accessible.
Okay.
It's for 2 to 5 players, ages 6 and up,
Okay.
with games lasting around 30 to 60 minutes.
Right.
You're essentially placing your elves to collect resources.
Upgrade your workshop, all with the goal of earning the most Christmas cookies by the end.
Sounds simple enough, but I'm guessing there's more to it, right?
Yeah.
What makes this a meaty game for the experienced players?
That's where those strategy game components come in.
Oh,
They add a whole new layer of complexity.
Okay.
For example,
Okay.
you've got coal, which you can actually limit your actions, forcing you to think more strategically about resource management.
Okay.
And then there are these advanced reindeer cards.
Yeah, this caught my eye.
Yeah.
Reindeer cards in a worker placement game.
Right.
How does that even work?
They seem to introduce a variety of special abilities that can really shake things up.
Right.
Maybe one reindeer lets you gather resources more efficiently, while another gives you end game scoring bonuses.
Gotcha.
It's like a mini expansion pack built right in. So for seasoned gamers, adding those components could really ramp up the challenge.
Exactly.
They'll have to think long-term, adapt to different card combinations.
Right.
Maybe even find ways to use those reindeer abilities to outmaneuver their opponents.
Exactly. And that's what I find so clever about this game.
Okay.
It offers a solid worker placement experience at its core, but those additional components provide a level of depth that can keep even veteran gamers engaged.
And we can't forget about the presentation.
Right.
I mean, come on, who doesn't love a game with a Santa's sleigh game piece and a Christmas tree first player marker?
Right.
Those little touches definitely add to the charm.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're playing with family during the holidays.
It really does add to the theme.
Yeah.
And while the theme might seem niche at first, I think it actually works in the game's favor.
Okay.
It creates a fun and engaging atmosphere that can bring people together.
Right.
Whether you're a seasoned gamer
Or just looking for a lighthearted holiday activity.
It's like they took the classic worker placement formula
Right.
and gave it a festive makeover.
Exactly.
And that first Christmas printing edition
Ooh.
with the collectible box and promo pack, that's got to be a real draw for collectors.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
if you're looking for other unique games,
Okay.
I'd recommend checking out Elf Creek Games.
Okay.
The publisher behind Santa's Workshop.
All right.
They seem to have a knack for creating engaging thematic games
Okay.
that offer something a little different.
Great suggestion.
Thanks.
Well, it sounds like Santa's Workshop could be the perfect gift
Yeah.
for gamers who enjoy a strategic challenge.
Right.
With a festive twist.
Absolutely. What do you think?
Definitely. It's got that perfect blend of accessibility and depth, making it a great option for both family gatherings
Right.
and game nights with friends.
And now for a non-sponsored, totally fake advertisement from this episode's non-sponsors.
All right, let's jump right in. Today we're doing a deep dive into something pretty unique.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking Santa Farts, the candle.
Okay.
You heard that right? I found this on Amazon, and boy, we just had to take a closer look.
Oh, this is an interesting one for sure.
Is it a gag gift or some kind of a hidden olfactory masterpiece?
That's what we're here to find out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Fantastic LLC. That's the company selling this.
Right.
They're selling it as a funny Christmas candle. Now it's 9 ounces and 100% coconut soy wax.
Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
But that name, though, Santa Farts,
I mean, who wouldn't do a double take seeing that on a shelf?
it's definitely eye-catching.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working for them. They've got a 4.7-star rating
Wow.
from 142 customer reviews.
Okay, well, they must be doing something, right?
Yeah. Some reviewers even say Mrs. Claus loves the scent.
Now that's what I call holiday magic.
I know, right?
So what does a Santa fart smell like?
I don't know. Is it peppermint and pine needles?
Maybe reindeer droppings and gingerbread?
Ooh, or a hint of coal for the naughty listers.
Maybe.
The mystery is killing me. But hey, if you're really committed to this whole Santa Farts thing,
Yeah.
Fantastic offers a subscribe and save option.
What?
I'm not even kidding. A regular supply of Santa Farts delivered right to your door.
Oh my gosh.
That's dedication.
That's commitment to the bit.
It really is. But you know what? Fantastic isn't just about these novelty candles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got other scents listed on the page too, like pumpkin spice latte
Okay.
and baked apple pie.
So like for the people who just want a normal, nice Christmas smell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe those are for the folks who prefer their holiday scents, a little less gassy, shall we say?
A little less Santa fartsy.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
it's kind of like a good strategy. You know, they've got something for everyone.
Right.
You want that like classic holiday warmth, pumpkin spice latte.
Yep.
Looking for something a bit more whimsical. Santa farts is there.
Yeah, they're covering all their bases.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're not just about silly names. We make good candles too.
Exactly.
But that name is pure genius.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they knew how to get our attention
Sure.
and make us laugh.
It just taps into that holiday humor.
Totally.
It's a good way to break the ice at like family gatherings.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Think about the conversations this candle could start.
I know, Grandma passed the Santa farts way.
Right.
I bet even the most serious Scrooge would laugh at that.
Exactly. It was like a reminder not to take things so seriously.
Yeah.
The world is just filled with stress.
It really is.
So a little laughter goes a long way.
Totally agree. But what about those 142 reviews?
Yeah.
I mean, are they all about the novelty?
That's a good question.
Or is there something more to this whole Santa farts thing?
Maybe it's both.
Okay.
The humor is a big draw, but people seem to like the scent. Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So maybe Santa Farts is just a good cover.
Like a cover for a good smell.
Yeah.
Ooh, a wolf in sheep's clothing. But for candles.
Exactly.
I love it. So this candle could be hilarious and smell amazing.
It could be.
Now that's a holiday miracle I can get behind.
And it's not a big candle either.
Oh yeah.
3 inches wide and tall.
Okay.
Just a small little jar of joy.
Spreading holiday cheerful smells.
Right.
Yeah, subtlety is key, I think, especially with a name like Santa Farts.
I think so too.
Like a little inside joke with your guests.
Yeah.
A wink to how absurd it all is.
Exactly. It's a conversation starter, it's a mood lifter, and it reminds us that even Santa
Yeah.
Well, he's only human after all.
He's got to let one rip every now and then.
Especially after a big holiday meal.
Right. So there you have it, folks. Santa Farts, the candle. Quirky, hilarious, and maybe even fragrant.
Yeah.
We talk about the name, the reviews, and what it all says about our love for a good laugh.
It's been quite the deep dive.
It really has.
Yeah.
So as you go about your day,
Yeah.
we'll leave you with this. Don't be afraid to embrace the absurd.
Find the humor in the unexpected. And that brings us to the end of our Christmas game special.
I can't believe it's already over.
I know, right?
We've had so much fun exploring these festive games and uncovering the joy and connection they can bring to our holiday celebrations.
It's been a delight to share these game recommendations.
Yeah.
And dive into the heartwarming traditions that make this season so special.
I hope you've enjoyed our deep dive into these games and that you'll consider adding them to your holiday gatherings this year.
Yeah.
From all of us here at the Deep Dive, we wish you a happy, healthy, and game-filled holiday season.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas, everyone. And we'll see you in the new year
Yeah.
with brand new episodes.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Sounds good.
Take care.